really, he's got all the traits to become very good at something. And it brought me back to the creative curve. And if you look him up now, the stuff that he's making is actually pretty intricate and not bad. It's certainly a lot better than his first stuff. So he's actually turned himself into quite a good artist. Whether it's got much depth to it or not, but technically he made this giant Kobe mural and a few other things like that were actually pretty cool.
You reckon he's making NFTs, mate?
Probably. And so just to back over the creative curve, this is kind of like the 4 laws of creativity that Alan Garnett wrote in his book when he studied a lot of people who had done some cool stuff creatively. And the first law is consumption. So you need to get a feel for what's popular creativity. You need to immerse yourself in the chosen field. Well, tick. The guy spent years following street artists, as many as he could find around and documenting what they were doing.
And if only he went home of a night time and then watched what he had recorded that day, because then he would have been doing nothing but consuming his craft.
Then law 2 is imitation. Learn from the masters. All artists and great creators have done this. So learn from the best and immerse yourself in a world where they are.
Hang on, if just going back on that, in that kind of consumption rule, there's that talk about like 3 to 4 hours of consumption a day. And he was like spending 8+ hours every single night, totally immersed, probably more than this throughout the day. Plus he had his like this videography kind of piece going on all the other time that he was awake, where he was, I don't know if he was really trying to frame up a perspective or something in the frame of the film or not, but he's in that. Like he's totally immersed in it. So he's well and truly getting his 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. And yeah, it's so interesting because he's definitely just in that world. He's amongst the best in the world. He's following Shepard Fairey around, who made that Obama poster. And, going with him night after night to do this stuff and seeing his creative process. He's hanging out with Banksy, for God's sake, the greatest living street artist.
Yeah, the Bay guy.
Yeah.
So figured it out by him.
Yeah, so he's just absolutely, surrounded by greatness, basically. And so that's kind of like he can imitate those masters, but then he also covers him for law 3, which is be part of a creative community. Get people around you that are also creators. And you really need a master teacher, a sort of muse, and a collaborator as well. So, and you need a promoter. I mean, tick, tick, tick for him. And then last one is that he iterate. So always be working on your art, always do that. And once he starts something, this guy, Thierry, he becomes obsessed by it. So once he started making art, he was making art for hours every day. It may not have been good, but he was iterating the hell out of it. So he's actually got all the traits that make you very good at something, which is not really what you kind of see firsthand out of the movie until you think about it a bit more. So that's my contrarian take on old Mr. Brainwash.